Right guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video. In this one I'm just going to be showing you how to change the bearings in your Vision Freehub body. So let's go ahead, let's run through the steps. So here we have the Freehub body, as you can see. Now this comes on various wheels in the Vision range. It could be like a Team 35 Comp SL or a Trimax 30 or Trimax 35, things like that. It comes on various wheels. 3 pulls on the back like that. It happens to be a Shimano fitment for the cassette. So what I would do first to remove the bearings, what you want to do is down in between, inside there's a sleeve in between the two. So what you need to do is move that to one side in there. You see it moves like that. You see it's off centre now there. So you need to be able to move that around like that inside. So once you've off-centered it, then you can get to the bearing to knock the bearing out. So what I'll do, we'll just go ahead and we'll get that bearing out, this one down in here first, on the cassette lock ring end. Right, so as you can see, what we've got is a block of wood here on a hard surface on the floor. So you can use that, or if you've got a decent bench, then you can use a bench with a block of wood on the bench and do it like that. This is just to show you don't need any special tools to do this job. So what you want to do is move the collar to one side like I just showed, and then placing it down on the cassette lock ring end. What you need then is just get a hammer, and then what we do is put the punch down so it's resting on the bearing just down in the bottom there on the inner race of the bearing, and just give it a couple of taps and then move across the other side. Give it a couple more and just crisscross it around bit by bit like that until the bearing comes out with the spacer there like that. So then we can get at the bearing down in the bottom there, as you can see, that one down in the bottom. So what you need for that is a pair of circlip pliers, snap ring pliers to get that one. Right, so you got your snap ring pliers like that, then you locate the circlip inside, or snap ring, whichever you want to call it. So you just locate that in there like so, and then squeeze them together, and then gently remove the clip from in there, and then let go of it slowly. Just keep hold of it so it doesn't go flying off. So there's the clip there. So now you can see the bearing in the bottom. So to remove that, what we need to do is put the Freehub body down like that on the block, and then what you can do is you get yourself a 13mm socket like that, deep drive socket, and put it in there like that. And then you can tap that, hold it like that, and just tap it on through. Then once it goes so far, it's down inside the Freehub body there, and then it's got to come out this end where the other bearing was. So it's got to go past that seat as well. So what you can do then is just continue, put your socket in the middle like that, and then continue knocking it on through. There's the bearing from the opposite end. So now we've got an empty Freehub body, so what you want to do is clean that up, any old dirt, grease in there, it's inside, get that ready to put in a couple of new bearings. Right, so when you're ready to go ahead and reinstall the bearings, what you want to do is get some grease and put down in the bottom where the bearing's going to sit first, in there. And then we'll just put a smear around the seat at the top there, just to help it slide on through, because it's got to go down into the bottom first. So we do that, and then we get a bearing. Now get yourself a couple of quality bearings, never use cheap ones because they just don't last. So what I'll do is I'll put the size of the bearings in the description below the video in case you want to purchase a couple and you're wondering what size they are. So put some grease around the outside of the bearing like that, and then the side is going to be inside the hub, what we'll do is put a bit of grease around that as well, like that. And on the opposite side, over the actual seal itself. And what you want to do is put that in position inside this is the cassette lock ring end of the Freehub. Put that in there like that and seat it in there as best you can to start with. And then what we're going to do is get yourself a 20mm socket like that, deep drive socket, and then place that over the outside of the bearing so it's exactly the same size as the outside. Never hit where the seal is on the bearing because you'll damage it before you even put it in. So that goes on like that, and then making sure that it's going in square. Just tap it like that. Just check that it's going in square. You don't want to hit it in on an angle or hit it in crooked. And once it goes in to the first seat like that, then you've got to carry on knocking it down because it's got to go down inside the Freehub body, this one, to the bottom. That's gone in, down in there, like that, as you can see. So we carry on knocking it in just until it's all the way down to the bottom. And the note changes when you've hit the bottom, so you know it's all the way in. And I say the socket just slides straight in there like that. And you can pull it out like that. So that's that one installed down in there. So what I'll do is I'll just put a bit more grease over the front face of it while you can still see it in there. Then we're ready to go ahead and put the snap ring circlip back in. So you want to get your clip, put it on your pliers like that. And squeeze it up, lower it all the way in and let go of it, making sure that it's down on the bearing at the bottom like that. Make sure when this actually clipped in, just got a little recess bit that it actually clips into. So once you know that's in there, then what we can do is get the spacer for the middle, and I'll just put a little bit of grease on the end of it like that. Just says when we lower it in to there, it'll just stick on the grease down inside. So you just drop it into place, then line it up with the centre of the bearing that you've just put in. Just stick it in there like that, and then get your bearing for the opposite end, the lock ring end, put some grease over that. And then on the face that's going inside the hub, what you don't see, just put a bit of grease over the actual seal of that. Just helps keep any moisture out of the bearings. So we just get that one, just lower it in the top there again, just sit it in place. And then again with your socket, 20mm socket, same as the other one, hold that over there. And that's that one installed. Just make sure that you line up the collar in the middle exactly with the bearings, so as when you go and slide it back on your axle, it'll slide straight on there. If it's just slightly out, then it won't go on the axle, And make sure you grease before you put it on. Just put some grease up inside it as well. Once you've lined it up, put some grease up in there like that, and over the face of the bearing here when you're putting it on the axle. Put some grease over there before you put your end cap and that back on. And make sure you've greased up your pulls on the back there before you put this back on. So I hope you found the video helpful. If you did, remember to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more cycle related content. Till next one, ride safe and I'll see you then.